going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Trading to Glory. Guys, I have a really bad sore throat and I'm pretty sick today, so sorry if I sound different and don't have the energy that I normally do. But let's go and hop right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, my name is Elite. Make sure to slap that subscribe button, and if you do enjoy the content, make sure to slap the bell as well, because apparently subscribing to the channel isn't enough anymore on YouTube. Thanks, YouTube creators. Appreciate it. You're really making the site better by making them not only have to subscribe, but they also have to click a bell because they're not subscribed yet, even though they hit subscribe. That makes sense. Anyways, let's get into the Trading to Glory, guys. This should be episode, I think, 37, so we're getting into it, guys. And we're coming out of this market crash pretty well for ourselves because we've got all these PTG cards and we're making a lot of profit on them. So some of you guys might immediately ask, you're already listing your cards. Do you think that this PTG hype right now, is this the peak? Now, honestly, no, I don't think it is the peak. I think they could get a little higher, especially when we get into the World Cup as well. But we're still over a week away from the World Cup, like 10 days, and that means that that's a lot of waiting I would need to do. And during that time, anything can happen, obviously. They could just randomly drop a PTG guaranteed SBC on the first day of World Cup, and that would just screw us over. Now, I don't think they'll do that, but it can happen. I'm just saying that one thing I've learned throughout my years in trading is when you're making absolute bank on an investment, don't get too greedy with it, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. I told you guys to pick up these PTGs last week. I told you guys to pick up the Sterlings for 23,000 coins, and now, well, you look at it and this card is going for 57,000. Now, I am using a little bit of Tech Avion. That's one of the French trading methods that arose earlier this year in like November, and it was really popular for like a month, but then it kind of died out again. And here's the thing, it always works, and basically what it is, and it's pretty simple, you just make the contracts 99, the fitness 99, and give them a chemistry style. Better the chemistry style, the more they'll sell for. Like Hunter card is the best, Hawk is pretty good, Catalyst is pretty good, Maestro is pretty average, but you guys get the point. If they have 99 chemistry or 99 fitness and 99 contracts, they're going to sell for more. People are more inclined to buy them, especially lazy buyers, Also, another thing to consider is if they're out of position, if they are at right forward for Willian, or if they're at center mid for Giroud, left forward for Lamar, right forward for Dembele. All these guys are in the most expensive position they could be in based off of position changes, and lazy buyers will definitely eat that up. So you just keep relisting, and a lot of times they sell, and that makes them sell to lazy buyers a lot easier. So I'm selling these cards. I got this Lamar for 12K, and I'm selling him hopefully for 26K. And normally he goes for like 25K, so that's not really that much of a boost on him. Dembele I got for 24K, so that'd be like 10K profit. Giroud I got for 20K. That'd be over 10K profit. Willian I got for 40K, so that'd be like 20K profit. A little bit more than that. And then we've got even more over here. We got another Willian for 40K. We got another Sterling here at Striker for 23K. Sterling for 27K. It's a lot of coins here. And that should actually put us up towards like 1.5 million coins. And considering we went into this market crash with 1.3 million, I think coming out with 1.5 million is an absolute W. We are killing it, honestly, because most people actually lost coins with this market crash due to crashing team of the season prices and crashing 84 rated prices. Now, we lost a little bit of coins on the 84s, but I just held my team of the seasons, and if you watched last episode, we sold them for what we got them for because they rose back up. I told you guys that the supply was going to be cut off on last Friday and these cards would only go up, and I was right. They went up even more than I expected, and that really helped us out. So hopefully you took my advice on that and actually held on to your team of the seasons and didn't get impatient and panic sell the cards like most foot players do. And that's the profit that we make. We make profit off the people that panic sell. We buy into the panic sell and then we sell when they recover. 95% of the time, they'll be more expensive just a few days later, if not a few hours later, especially for like player of the month SBCs, which are obviously done for the year, but that's just an example. So I actually did pack Fisher in my marquee matchups that I did today. I did the marquee matchups. I got Fisher in the packs, and considering they're very cheap, I did make profit, even though this was like the only good pull. What we're going to do is we're actually just going to go and quick sell that card, honestly, because I'm just going to go and take the coins. Now, obviously, there could be like informs needed for a repeatable SBC on Wednesday, the day that this goes up. at 6 p.m. UK time. If that happens, then that's just unlucky. I'm just going to take the coins now. It's a, it's not the greatest league. It's not the greatest country for links. It's 84 rated, and there's a lot of better cards that are in form that you can get for discard price in terms of links and in terms of rating and in terms of how good they are in the game. So that's the same thing for Perisic. We could get unlucky, but let's go ahead and talk about, is the market dead? Is it dead? And it really depends on your definition of if the market is dead. I think the market died a few days ago for World Cup crash. I think that's the lowest I've ever seen it before. It definitely is the biggest market crash I've ever seen in FIFA history. But is it dead still? It's not. It's rising. People are getting back into Ultimate Team. People are buying cards, and people are interested. If you take a look at polls on Twitter from big names like Run the Foot Market or any, Twitter trader, honestly, they've been putting out polls something like this, saying, what are you more excited for right now? What are you playing more often? Is it World Cup mode or is it regular Ultimate Team? And about half and half. It's about 50%, 50%. There's still 50% of the player base is more hyped for regular Ultimate Team than World Cup mode. So that's saying something, given the fact that we're only about a week in and people are already coming back. I think that could be closer to like 25%, 75% by the next month. So that'll definitely take a turn and people will come back to regular Ultimate Team. And honestly, coins could also come back to the game. Now, right now, coins are pretty low, and that's why prices are pretty low. Only the people that are, really smart with the coins like us in terms of trading have the coins to spend on these big informs, these big PTGs, on these icons and stuff like that. A lot of people spent all their coins on the World Cup mode and wasted it all. So you have to account for that. When is, the market going to ever recover to what it was beforehand? And honestly, the answer is never. It'll never get back up to what it was beforehand. But based off of the, the fact that people are coming back to Ultimate Team, the fact that people are earning coins out of playing World Cup matches, and they are getting coins out of the, what would you call it, the SBCs in World Cup mode, where you can get 12,000 coins for just submitting a European team. A lot of people are doing that, and that gets coins. Now, some of those people just throw the coins away, but a lot of those people might use those on cards in regular Ultimate Team, and that could cause cards to recover slightly. And they don't have to recover to what they were beforehand to still make profit, and that's how we're going to go ahead and capitalize on that. Is the market dead? It's not anymore. It's still not going to be what it is beforehand, but hopefully that answers your guys' questions. So we've covered marquee matchups this week already. It's super cheap, it's super easy, and it honestly doesn't even matter when you do it. I think it's definitely worth doing these guys. I spent about 1,500 coins total on the SBC, and that was just to buy a couple Finnish players from Finland. All the other SBCs, I was able to do it with a bunch of players from my club. It was super easy, and you get, some okay packs. So I ended up getting an inform. I made probably around 20K on the SBC, which is pretty solid for about 15 minutes of work. So definitely go ahead and do that. So let's talk about what our next investments are now. Next investments after PTGs, because we've already picked up our PTGs. We've already made our profit on that. If you're getting in on PTGs, you're late and you're not going to make near as much profit as the people that, like me, that got in on it last week. I'd go ahead and ignore that. The cards that are still super low are cards like 84 rated, 83 rated, and 85 rated, and also those inform cards that I just mentioned, like Perisic and like the card that we just discarded. Perisic I got for 12K. I'm trying to sell it for 20K, so I'm already making good profit on that. So there's actually a good filter to pick up informs, guys, and here's the filter. So all you need to do is go to max price, set it at like 15K, and then go to minimum buy now and put it at 50,500. Now you guys can go ahead and change this based on what you want to get, but this is probably the most basic way to do it. So you put it on special card, you do that, and then it'll give you the higher rated cards that are on the market in terms of informs and PTGs, but they all have bids of 15K or less. So as you guys can see, this 87 Vasquez card, it goes for like 20,000 coins. You can go ahead and place a bid, 15,000 coins, and see if you can make 5K just like that. Paye here. Paye has a card of 87 rated, and it goes for like 23,000 coins, and it's a very rare card. So if you were able to get that for like, 15k or lower, you're making 8,000 coins. Van Dijk's OTW. Now, obviously, OTWs, they're definitely not relevant anymore. They're not going to get upgraded anymore. But the card goes for 15,000 coins. If you were able to get that card for 10,500, then you're going to make 5,000 coins. Simple as that. So it's a really good filter there. And then you can also pick up players like Isco. Now, this is really late at night. It's about 3:40 a.m. in the UK, so there's not as many examples now as there would be in the middle of the day, but you guys get the point and you can see how it works. So right now, Isco is going for 67,000 coins. You can try to get him on bid for much less here. Obviously, a lot of time left on that card, but that is how it works. So that's a way to get pretty big informs for very cheap and getting a good deal on them. Now you can change that if you wanted to go with like even more expensive cards. You can go and set the max price at like 25k and then go to 101,000 on the min buy now. It'll give you a whole bunch of different cards. So there's Alba again. That wasn't our example, but you can also bid. Here's a Koulibaly right now. Koulibaly goes for 60,000 coins. It's got no bids on it yet, so you're the first one to see it. So that's a really good filter in my opinion. Then also simply using Footbin to figure out what the cheapest informs are. And trying to snipe them. That's obviously a good way to make coins and get a good deal. So looking at 84 rateds right now, you've still got really good cards like Fabinho. This card gets links. It gets good links with players like Falcao, who's also an 84 rated. It gets links with Brazilians, League One, player like Marquinhos and Dante, everything along those lines. And they're going for 1.5 thousand coins or less. So you can take a look at Footbin and pick those up. Right now, they are still super duper cheap. Let's take a look at Glick. Glick is another Monaco player. I didn't mean to just choose Monaco players, but take a look at Glick, guys. He is still really cheap for an 85 rated card. 3,600. Slowly on the rise. Definitely more expensive than he was about 5 days ago, but nonetheless a great deal and can't really get any lower. Guys, there's not going to be a huge supply hitting the market for 85s and 84s and 83s like there was last week. The only way that these guys can go is up. The only way they can go is up. That could be from SBCs, like the repeatable SBC that we might get for Team of the Season on the day that this is uploaded, or anything. Anything that requires an 84 or 85 rating for an SBC. Or simply the market naturally recovering. The SBCs that are already out, like the Monaco SBC, or like the Icon SBCs, they need higher rated cards, and people are doing those right now because the prices are cheap. And the longer that you wait, the more these cards are slowly going to rise because of that. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. The earlier you get in on this, I think the better you're gonna find a deal. Now you can also try to get these on like weekendly rewards or Sunday bidding, stuff like that. There's different times in the week where they might be slightly cheaper, but ultimately the earlier you get in on these cards, I think the better for 83s through 85 rated. And speaking of 83s, actually, you can get pretty much any 83 in the game right now for discard price. Let's take a look at Bas Dost. He's never a really expensive 83, but he's never the cheapest 83, given the fact that he's not a goalkeeper. So Bas Dost right now is actually selling for 850 coins, guys. It's an 83 rated. You can quick sell that card for like 700. So you're really not risking anything, and that's just one example. There's a ton of them. Now, I'd stay away from goalkeepers, and I've said that before. Goalkeepers are a terrible investment for 83s through 85s. But I'd go ahead and pick up any central player, a center mid, a cam even, strikers, and if you're lucky, wingers will work out really well. Honestly, fullbacks do work out well as well, but you have to consider the fact that every single formation in the game has at least 2 center backs, has at least 1 striker, has at least 1 center midfielder, and that's, I believe, it would be 2 center midfielders, and that'd be the 4-1-2-1-2. That'd be the least amount of center mids, along with the 4-4-2. And honestly, it's only the 4-4-2 CDM formation that doesn't use cams. So cams are pretty safe as well. Now, we did see us get screwed over during the Bundesliga SBC when we invested in Vasquez, and they did use that 4-4-2 formation. But ultimately what I'm saying is try to stay away from goalkeepers because there's too many of them and they don't rise. There's only one on each team. Obviously, there's always one, but there's never more than one goalkeeper. Plus, whenever you play a goalkeeper out of position, like at right back or left back or striker or cam, they're always going to get 2 chemistry. They'll never get more than that. While if you get a right winger and you play it at right back, you'll still get like 5 chemistry, so you can still make it work. That's why I think staying away from goalkeepers is a good idea. Center backs, there's always at least 2. I think center backs are always safe. And yeah, fullbacks are normally pretty safe as well. So that's where I'm going to wrap this up. I don't want to make it too long of an episode, guys. If it did help you out, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hopefully I'll have some more World Cup related content in the near future. I would really like to do another one of those like America versus England World Cup trivia. Maybe getting like, I don't know, Mexico involved. Maybe Mexico versus England or Mexico versus USA or maybe Mexico versus Germany. Something like that if I can get other content creators involved. So maybe expect that on the channel in the next couple of days. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.